When you think of any outlet or entity that has been a long supporter of women, especially Black women and girls, first thing that comes to mind is probably going to be Essence Magazine, really high at the top of the list. Well, Essence has a very unique pillar called Girls United, and their summit is coming back to Atlanta for a fourth year this weekend, and we are so excited to have one of the program leads, Miss Rochelle Dennis, in the house with us to talk about Girls United. And I love the theme of being disruptors. Tell us about this unique program that you guys are bringing back to the A.
Yeah, so Essence Girls United is all about, providing tools, resources, and opportunities to young Black Gen Z women and really encouraging them to be disruptors in their lives, whether it be in their careers, whether it be in life, whether it be, even every day walking down the street, right? And all the different things that you encounter, whether it be, socially, politically, just really encouraging them and giving them the confidence and tools to just be as disruptive as possible.
And it sounds like you guys are trying to create that safe space in all entities for women and girls to really have these open and honest conversations. And we see a lot of these disruptors playing and living out loud on social media. Tell us about the sort of the history of forming Girls United and really bringing it into a bigger program, specifically in Atlanta.
Yeah, so in 2019, Essence Girls United was founded, and what really started as like a moment when, I kind of gathered all the young people in the office, because people think that Essence is, an older legacy publication, but there's a lot of youth that's in there that's bringing these new, fresh ideas and understood that there wasn't a place that really spoke to them. And Essence has meant so much for Black women everywhere. You see it on your coffee table, but what does it mean to people today? How does it show up digitally? How does it show up for this audience, for this young audience that needs that support, that needs that safe space that our mothers had, that our grandmothers had? So that's what really made us be like, okay, let's build this out and let's create a summit where we really can have all of these disruptors that we cover throughout the year come together and be able to talk to the community. The ability to carry these things into their lives, carry these things that they're learning. So everything is really like hands-on, workshop based. It's really about, okay, let's come together. Let's not just have another conversation or another panel. What can you do, or what are you doing in your life, and how can I help you take this and now go out there and be a disruptor?
And so a lot of people might feel, uncomfortable. They may not, feel like they are in an environment with like-minded people.
Yeah.
And I think Atlanta is really a great place to have something like this, because we're such a unique city, right?
Yeah.
And especially when you incorporate our HBCUs and just women coming from all over the world to go to the next level of their lives and, collegiate careers. Why Atlanta? You guys are based primarily in New York. Why'd you guys choose Atlanta for this?
Yeah, so everything you just said, Atlanta has a huge HBCU community, but most importantly, it has a really great culture. It has an incredible, young workforce, young professionals that are really looking to take their careers to the next level. And that's why Atlanta. And Atlanta is really one of those, key cities, especially being in the South. Our goal is to make sure that this young audience is also showing up throughout the year and the other things that we do, like Festival. Festival is one of the biggest festivals in the country.
It's a time.
Essence Fest is the biggest, and I'll say it again, Essence Fest is the biggest festival in the country.
Yeah.
And there's no reason that this young audience shouldn't be there and be rubbing shoulders with some of the top marketers, entrepreneurs, politicians, artists, entertainers. And it really is that kind of, it really gives that big moment even more when you're now adding youth into that, when you're adding this Gen Z audience, right? And a lot of them being based in Atlanta, it's a quick flight over, and it can really just change your life and change the trajectory of your career, and that starts here.
And you think about it, Essence Fest is so big, but when you do a smaller event like this in Atlanta throughout the year, you're set up for success, knowing a few people before you go there. What can young women expect from the disruptors?
Yeah, so what young women can expect is really first having access to people that they probably would not have access to on the day-to-day. So we have our speed mentoring, which is really almost like speed dating, where we have all of these executives. So we have top executives from McDonald's, from L'Oreal, from Aflac, and it's giving them the ability to have 3 minutes with them and ask whatever questions you want. and then rotating to the next speed mentor. So you get really like the bang for your buck, and you get to have this unsolicited like conversation where you can just really speak to them and again like ask questions. Like access is sometimes one of the biggest barriers to success. I know that me and being as fortunate as I am, being able to have access has been life-changing, right? Being able to call somebody and be like, hey, I'm going through this, I have this problem at work, how can I solve this, or can I just hear me out?
Yeah, it's invaluable, truly.
Exactly.
Now, even if I'm not as youthful anymore, this sounds like something I would even want to come to and benefit from. Tell us how we can get tickets and be involved.
Yeah, so you can go to www.essence.com/girlsunited, and our summit tab is there, so you can register. It's free registration, you know, and you can come and just support and just really just be in the room with some of these amazing disruptors.
Looking forward to you guys coming here and enjoying our city, spreading the love of Essence, the spirit of Essence and what you all embody. We are so thankful to have you here today, Rochelle. Best of luck, and we will look forward to seeing you guys back in Atlanta again next year.
Yes,
Thank you.